The people are over there climbing up another ridge, and then they go into this cave, another cave. I'm good to go here. I'm really pissed off. This is the mindset of the Filipino. They accept no responsibility no matter what they do, if it's wrong, right, indifferent, correct, not correct. I hired a full-fledged man tour guide who was perfectly capable of assisting me, and who I know is a professional tour guide. I got a woman and a man who don't know the path, don't know how far, don't know the time, don't know the distance, don't tell you which way to go, don't assist you with your footing. They don't do anything that they're supposed to do as a tour guide. Now, she said, it was my choice. Well, I have not much of a choice. I'm only going to be here a certain amount of days on vacation. So, if I'm only going to be here a certain amount of days on vacation, I have to say, okay, and take. But the man I hired at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon changed the story at 7:30 or 8 o'clock to where there was another man. He said he was a tour guide. Okay, he's a tour guide, but he's not, Mark. And then at 9 o'clock they added a woman who was also not a tour guide. Okay, and the fella, I was climbing up a slippery, mossy section of the hill, and he pushed me without telling me he was going to push me. He actually just pushed me up the hill, like maybe applied 30 or 40 pounds of pressure, like he was doing me a favor, and my hand lost its footing and I landed on my elbow about maybe 3 inches away from a jagged rock that could have broke all my teeth, maybe my jaw, if I slipped really hard. And then where would I be? I'd be on the top of the mountain with, what, injured, like that kind of an injury. I need that. So I told him, this was after I explained, then I explained how to hold this water, take the water bottle and hook it to your camp-on. He wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't do it. He says, it's more comfortable in my hand. So if I fell, he couldn't grab me, but he pushed me. It's all bullshit. And when you hear the lady, she was upset that I was talking on the camera because I didn't hire her and I didn't hire him. I hired a tour guide, not two people that have no idea. Right from the beginning of the video, you know, they didn't know where they were going, how far it was, how long it would take, how high the mountain was, what the elevation is. They knew nothing about this mountain or this trip. They just know how to get here. Okay, but if you're going to assist, you're going to be a tour guide. This is not a joke. This isn't a joke. Look at that. It's 75 meters to the bottom. Or 60 meters anyway. I don't even want to go near the edge. Huh. That's 60 meters. Just falling on rock. It's not a joke. It's not something that you do for fun. Yeah, you do it for fun, but you do it in a professional manner. Asking the man to hook the water onto his carabiner was reasonable. Had a carabiner, and he had nothing on the carabiner. Nothing at all. Just my machete. Amazing. This is the second time I came up to this mountain. And the second time I'm probably not going to go down to that cave, and I'm okay with that. I will take some videos up here. Turned out to be not such a great day. Because, here's the problem in the Philippines. No one, if you explain to them what you want done, they say yes and they don't do it. Or they say no, even when you're right. Obviously, they're not tour guides, so obviously they don't know what they're doing. So I tried to explain. I am one not happy camper, not one happy camper, not the happy camper. And she said, so it was my choice. Yeah, it was my choice that I hired a professional tour guide, and I got two inexperienced people that have no clue. No clue. None. Zero. And then on top of it, she says that she's upset that I'm talking on the camera. Well, I'm pretty damn upset that he almost smashed my head into the rocks. I'm pretty damn upset about that. And he didn't even apologize. And he wouldn't put the water on his carabiner. He refused to do it. He said, no, I'm comfortable like this. I said, give me the water. You'll see it in the other segment. Give me the water and don't help me anymore. Go away. That's the best thing. And that's what he did. It was good for both of us. Okay, I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to make a video with my low light camera and have a piece of bread. There's going to be a lot of comments about the last segment of this video. I want to see them all. I want to see you justify. You saw the man would not put the water on the carabiner. You know he pushed me up the hill. I'm not exaggerating. You know I fell down. You saw the camera jerk. And then, all of a sudden, they're right because I agreed to come here. I didn't agree to come here with two amateurs. That's the difference. All you thin-skinned people out there that think I'm wrong, you just leave all the comments you want. If I don't like them, I will just stop you right dead in your tracks because you have no clue what this has been like. You're not climbing up a rock mountain. You didn't hire a professional tour guide and get two amateurs. They don't even know how. It is 4 hours since we got on the path. They said 1 hour. 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours. You will know by the amount of videos. I think it's every bit of 4 hours right till now. I asked them last night if we had to forge any deep rivers. No. Well, it was only up to my chest, but I wasn't prepared. I had to put everything in the bag. How far is it? They don't know. 3, 4, or 5, or 6, or 7 kilometers. How long does it take? 1 hour. Do you think you could travel 7 kilometers over this stuff? Travel 7 kilometers over? Do you really think it would be possible to travel 7 kilometers in an hour up and through this ravine and this mountainous area that we went in? It's not possible. It's not possible. Not even slightly possible. And yet, that was the answers we got. So yeah, I agreed to do this, but I agreed to do it with a professional, a man who I know is equally as professional as Jungle George, because Jungle George introduced me to him last time and said, this is the man you want to use. So he didn't, he had something else to do. But when we hired him at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, he already knew that he had to go someplace else. He just substituted these two people without asking, without permission, and we're all on time schedule, so we were stuck. So when she said, you agreed to do it, yeah, I agreed to do it because I have no other days to do it. This is the day to do it. So you wanna argue with all of that? Knock yourself out. I don't care what you think. I never cared what you think. I'm never going to care what you think. I hired a professional tour guide. I got 2 amateurs, and one almost seriously damaged me permanently for life because of his stupidity and didn't notify me that he was going to push me up a frickin' rock hill. And I'm not happy about that at all. And that's my rant for today. I didn't think I was going to have to get upset today. But when I saw how close I came to being injured seriously, I don't think that's right. And they don't think there's anything wrong with it. And that's the problem with the people in the Philippines. They never want to accept responsibility for the things they do that aren't satisfactory or up to par. They just don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And God day to everybody from Michael Fazio in the Philippines. That's the way it is. Take it or leave it. Now, I will probably do exactly like I said. I will probably go down the hill by myself. Anybody who thinks otherwise is probably sadly mistaken. I will just get my, look at this. I put sunglasses on the rocks so that they could just fall down the rocks. It's amazing. I will probably just go down the hill by myself. Being a man of your word doesn't have much meaning in the Philippines, but for me it does. It would be easier for me to go down at my own pace, at my own leisure, than it would be for me to go down being upset like this over this nonsense. People not keeping their agreements, not keeping their word, not knowing what they're doing. It has nothing to do with the money, nothing at all. It has to do with the professionalism, which totally is lacking. Might as well be in the White House. Okay, let's put, we have some things. We have, this is the, I didn't think I was going to need this, but jeez. The hog-nosed bat lives in caves. Rabbi Jew Barker. And of course, can't leave home without it. Never leave home without it. The traveling Decadome. I would have taken the real DOD, but it weighs 2 kilos. It weighs about 1.5 to 2 kilos, and that's not the problem. Wasn't the weight in the suitcase. It wasn't a weight restricted. I was down to the last kilo. The problem is that every time I put it in my suitcase, they tear my suitcase apart. And the last time they broke the lock, hasp off, so now there's no way to lock it, so you have to tie it with a rope. Plus, wherever that happened, they bounced the suitcase around a lot. It's an old cloth suitcase, so I'm sure they didn't do it on purpose. When you see the way they handle the baggage, 10, 15 pieces high. But anyway, the suitcase was damaged, so now I have to put a cloth in there, and I didn't want it falling out of the hole. They could say, well, there's a hole in the suitcase. It must have fallen out of the suitcase. Yeah, okay, I believe that. Okay, so we have the travel and DOD. You heard the story. The only thing, we have Obama, which he lies about everything. These people, they thought it was a joke, but it didn't turn out to be so much of a joke.